Take advantage of the Boxing King Media discount at BYD Sheffield. You can get this amazing car for £269 per month with a £269 deposit. Details in the description.
Boxing King Media, powered by the Riyadh season. We're here in Riyadh. Spencer, the knowledge Fearon has made it. You've landed, Spencer, and you've landed to drama. I think you was probably mid-flight, or maybe when you landed on your stopover, when you found out all the chaos.
Yep, I found out all the chaos. Unfortunately, DUBOIS out. But fortunately for Martin BAKOLE, he's in. You know what I mean? And how this is, you know what? Because let me tell you this, right? I know Martin BAKOLE was like 2 weeks in the Congo, where he's from, right? He must have been eating a lot of fufu, that's cassava leaves and stew and everything else. But this is how it is with him, who is actually a throwback fighter. He's like, yeah, can we go? You know what I mean? And not only that, but you know he's going to get financially rewarded for this. And he's got a 2-fight deal. So, yeah, again, Turkey Al-Sheikh keeps on doing it. You know what I mean? Keeps on doing it, because here was a man that you don't think is going to get your opportunity, and he's one of them kind of ones that if you're going to get your opportunity, he's going to come at lastminute.com, because he's the bogeyman, he's the danger man, no one want to fight him and all the rest of it. And fair play also to Joseph Parker. But you know what? Joseph Parker's actually relishing the time to have the opportunity to go in the ring and perform against one of, I would say, the most avoided man in the heavyweight division. Now this is what dreams are made of. It's great, man.
It definitely is. We know, before we talk about how we got to BAKOLE, we're just going to rewind back a little bit. I just want to get your thoughts on the hours, not even the days, the hours leading up to the news. You know, I got to film something pretty amazing on Dan on the Wednesday, Tuesday, put that out.
No. Sorry, Boxing King Media, you're understating what you just put together. Because I've noticed like everybody's getting cliche with the stuff that they're putting together. That mini documentary there, right, would, and I ain't gonna lie to you, DUBOIS did look amazing, so I'm kind of gutted that his fight's not going on, right? That was really, really good work, so well done to you guys, man. Carry on doing your stuff, man. I really enjoyed that. Make more of those stuff.
There's gonna be
are you gonna make more of that stuff?
Well, there's going to be announcements on that very soon. I can't announce it, but we've landed a big deal where Ring Kings, which is going to be our documentary series inspired by HBO 24/7. It's going to be worldwide, film on some of the biggest stars in boxing, and it's going to go on the road literally in the next few months. So I expect to hear some news on that. We just got it all boxed off, so announce on that very soon. Thank you, brother. So we posted that out. Literally 3-4 hours later, we get to the press conference. We get told that a tweet's gone out from the Ring magazine website saying that DUBOIS ill, and then a few hours, in fact an hour later, Martin BAKOLE stepping in. So from what I can gather, Frank Warren's just done an interview with Boxing Nation, and basically on there he said he had some antihistamines and they had to check with the British Boxing Board if the stuff he was taking, if he was allowed to take it, and then at that point they decided that he was unfit to fight. And that's what we've been told. Any similar examples of history lessons?
No, seriously, usually I could drag them out, but on this occasion, no, I can't. I think this is a first, but you know what? You want to see DUBOIS in the best condition, and if there is any, you can't, especially where he's worked so hard to get to where he's got him and the rest of his team, right, including his dad, including Lon Charles, right, for how they've worked. You don't want to take no chances, so I think it's the right thing. Even though I'm gutted because it was going to be a great fight, it would have been a great fight, right? And they were both, him and Joseph Parker, would have brought the best out of each other. But kind of, and it's not anticlimactic because it's still going to be a great fight with Joseph Parker and Martin BAKOLE. It's going to be a great fight.
What because it's worth pointing this out, and I've been reading the comments on the videos of Dan, and then it's pretty distasteful, a lot of the stuff that people are saying about him. You know, took another knee, ducked, etc., etc. But the point I want to raise is, Spencer, his last 3 fights prior to this, on the bookmakers, he was the underdog every time. Obviously, won all three by knockout. This was the first fight in the last 4 fights that he was the favourite in.
Okay.
So why on earth would he pull out 2 days
Well,
before?
I'm not going to turn around and say like he's ducking. He's not ducking anything, right? Irrespective of what may between me and Daniel Dubois' father, yeah? It's all love with me and Don Charles until we see each other, right? I wish them nothing but the best. And the kid hasn't ducked. Do you know what I mean? There we go. Let me just... The kid hasn't ducked at all. Sorry about that. Right, the kid hasn't ducked. So it's kind of silly that we're saying that he's ducked. You know what I mean? If he's pulled out, and I saw the clips from your documentary thing that you made, yeah? He looked in awesome condition, man. That was some kind of like Mike Tyson thing there. So, no, I don't think he would be ducking from Joseph Parker.
And in your words, that's the truth on Daniel Dubois, dropping it like Spencer Fearon does?
Exactly. When people say like, oh, he's like, I get it. It was a big fight and everything else. And it's a kind of a dampener because I was looking forward to the fight, right? And to me, that kind of overshadowed Bivol and Beterbiev because I figured, well, this is going to be a proper fight, right? So no, it's not a duck on his case, and it's kind of disgusting that we think that there's things in the past where I questioned his heart. You know what I mean? Like his fight against Joe Joyce. Do you know what I mean? But look how he's come back and propelled himself from then. So no, it's not duck, and we shouldn't be saying that because the kid has become a proven commodity, especially now that he's under Don Charles.
Yeah, certainly agree with that. And then just a couple of other points. Martin Bakole steps in. Obviously, there's pictures and videos going around his weight and his size. He's been in the Congo, so we don't know if he's been training, but I've heard apparently Spencer Brown has said on Box Station that he's been training for the last 8 weeks. What do you make of that? And
maybe he's been training in the kitchen, but you know what I mean, because he looked big, but he's a big guy anyway. Look, listen, funny again, it doesn't matter what condition Martin Bakole comes into, yeah, right? Fundamentally, yeah, and mentally himself in his head, the guy can fight, right? And he's very good at closing distance, closing gaps, right? And so don't worry about him flying in. Plus a 2-fight clause. So all he's got to do, say he was to come out second best, as long as he puts a good account of himself in, yeah, then he's going to get another chance. But the major thing is this: it's in a win-win situation. He's won financially, number one. If he was to come up second best, right? If he was to come up second best, we're going to say, well, you never really had no time to prepare for it, and now you're going to get a chance to go and prepare for it, right? So I've seen this kind of happen before with fighters who didn't get a chance to prepare for a fight, and then on the second chance now, they've come really, really good. And history has a way of doing that to fighters. You know what I mean? If you don't believe me, just go and watch Azuma Nelson versus the great Salvador Sanchez, and then you know what time of day it is. You know what I mean?
The guys at TalkSport have said that this is a better fight than Daniel Dubois. What do you think of that?
This is a better fight than Daniel Dubois versus
Bakole at 3 days notice or 2 days?
No, it's not. Right? Because, and this is the thing, when we're saying how good Daniel Dubois has come, we're taking a lot away from Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker has come really, really good, right? And Joseph Parker to me is the epitome of what fighters should be, right? You get a loss, but you get on with it. You get a loss, you get on with it. You get stopped, you get on with it, and you don't stop believing in yourself. And Joseph Parker now has a renewed belief. So I don't think we should be looking no. Joseph Parker's a very good fighter. And I wouldn't say this is a better fight. This would be a better fight if he had more time to prepare. Then I say it could be a better fight, potentially could be a better fight. But this is a good fight, all it is. I don't want to put in a judging things because this fight was up for a world title with two men that have had setbacks and proven themselves and built themselves back up. Even though Bakole's had a setback, but Bakole, it wasn't built as that, so it hasn't really whet our appetite. But he stepped in, and you know what? And he could still come out victorious as well because Mike Bakole's he's serious. He's a real deal.
Last two questions for you. The other two options were David Adelaide and Lawrence Okoli. So between them three,
I'm glad. Listen to me. No disrespect to David Adelaide or Lawrence Okoli. Matter of fact, if both of these guys come out successful in their next fights, because Lawrence Okoli is up against Richard Riakporhe, and Adelaide's up against Jamie TKV. If they both were to come out successful in that fight, then maybe them two should fight each other. But I'm not, and this is no disrespect to them. Like, none of them are really proven at heavyweight, right? They're not really proven, even though David had a fantastic win against Solomon Dakers, right? But I'm just calling it as it is. So no. I'm glad that, and there's no disrespect to them, I'm glad that didn't happen, because those guys are getting opportunities, right? Lawrence has lost the world title, come back, picks up another world title, and now he's fighting at heavyweight, and they're making big fights and making great noise, right? And also Frank Warren, I should get a percentage of Lawrence Okoli versus Richard Riakporhe, because you know it's me that jazzed that whole thing up. But anyway, but yeah, this is the right fight. It's a good fight as well.
Okay. And then just some quick fire answers on this, Spence. You don't need to do breakdowns, so I'm just gonna give me the name and outcome.
Yep.
Is Craig Richards? How weird is that? It says on Boxrec, it says Craig Richards is fighting Troy Jones on this card.
I don't know anything about that, but big up Craig anyway. He's my guy.
Okay. So let's jump into it. Shakur Stevenson, Josh Padley.
Shakur Stevenson.
Outcome as well.
9th round stoppage, but the real winner is Josh.
Buatsi, Callum Smith.
Split decision draw.
Interesting. Zile Zhang, Agit Kabayel.
Caballero on points, unanimous. After being floored as well.
Virgil Ortiz, Israel Madrimov.
Madrimov on points, maybe late stoppage.
Carlos Adames, Hamza Shiraz.
Hamza Shiraz, 6th round stoppage.
Batebiev, Bivol.
Baterviev on points, split decision.
The main one, Bakole, Parker.
Very tough one, but I'm gonna go for Parker on points, simply because maybe it's not enough time for him, for Bakole to prepare. But don't be, you know what? If it goes after 4 rounds, I got Parker. But you know what? In them first 4 rounds, I'm going hard Bakole.
Spencer, pleasure as always. Anything else you want to add before I let you go? And you got anything coming up in the UK that you can maybe hint or something like that?
Yeah, we're having a big dinner. Someone's fighting very soon, big name, and then we're bringing them over to the UK. So I may say a massive shout out to Market and Fuel, a massive shout out to Jet Set, and a massive shout out to Boxing King Media, because they'll be filming all the stuff for me. So peace, 2 fingers, I'm out. And let me say again, Spencer Brown, nothing but love for you guys at Gold Star. I was in Jamaica, I get a phone call. He said, are you coming to the fight? I said, pardon me? He said, make sure you're at the fight. And then his right hand phones me, and I'm here in Saudi Arabia. So it's been non-stop, but I'm very grateful, and I am very grateful. So big up yourself, everyone down at Gold Star. Big up Frank Warren, big up Eddie Earn. But yeah, I'm glad that I'm here.
Spencer, Fearon in Riyadh at 4 p.m. on Jamaican time, which is probably what, 4 a.m. I'm guessing.
Yeah, something like that. And I'm tired. I haven't slept.
Spencer, thank you for your time, man. Thank you.